Hey, what's up guys? This is Cole with CJC Off-Road. We are here to talk about fitting 38-inch tires on these Ram trucks. We've been posting our 2025 Ram 2500 here quite a bit, and a lot of the most common questions we see relate to how we squeeze 38-inch tires under this truck. There are essentially three primary elements that we use to fit tires, one being wheel specs, the next being suspension, and finally after that is trimming. So we're just gonna go ahead and dive right into this. The most important element to this whole 38-inch tire fitment is going to be your wheel specs. So on this truck here, we are running Foundation 395 HD wheels in an 18x9 size with a zero offset. The zero offset is really critical to this, as a zero offset pushes the tires just far enough away from the suspension to help allow the 38s to clear at full lock without contacting the suspension. But it's also just far enough in where you're not swinging the tire right into the side of your fender. And so that zero offset really is key. So when you're looking at wheels for your particular build, I really like these Foundation wheels, but if you know, other brands, most aftermarket manufacturers are going to offer a zero offset or very similar to it. So that really is going to be your baseline for your wheel specs. You don't want to go any wider than 9-inch. Any wider than 9-inch really is going to put the tires into the fenders. And there really isn't any zero offset wheel that's narrower than 8.5, so you're good to go there. Tire-wise, these are Nitto 38-inch ridge grapplers. These tires, as far as 38s go, are relatively mild, so they don't have as aggressive as side lugs as the Toyo MTs. So this video really does pertain to fitting the Nitto ridge grappler in a 38 on these trucks. That being said, you can still fit an MT. It is doable. It's just whatever cutting we're showing on this video may have to be done slightly more significantly. So just keep that in mind as you're shopping for tires for your particular build. Next primary element for this is going to be suspension. These trucks at least need to be leveled. Ram did a great job in terms of allowing for larger tire fitment on these trucks. These fenders are cut pretty large on these trucks from the factory. That's why so many of these trucks are running 37s with little to no trimming, with plus 18 offset wheels, yada, yada, yada. For the sake of fitting 38s though, as long as the truck is leveled, I'd say you are in the ballpark to be able to run these tires. This truck in particular is running a Carli 3¼ Pathfinder system. The other two most important elements in terms of tire clearance when it comes to suspension are going to be your radius arms and your sway bar. This truck here is running Carli's fabricated radius arms and Carli's torsion sway bar. Thurin's radius arms and Thurin's active rate sway bar work great for this as well. So as long as you're running one of these two items, again, the Carli or Thurin radius arms, Carli or Thurin sway bar, and at least a 2.5-inch leveling kit of some sort up to about a 3¼ here. Clearance is going to be relatively the same between these various components. So that will put you in the ballpark in terms of suspension. So when it comes to trimming, this may sound daunting, but let's go ahead and break this down to hopefully make this a little bit easier to understand. So initially what we're going to do is take a hot razor blade and then looking at the back of the front fender opening, we're actually going to cut across right here. You'll notice we are not cutting all the way across the plastic because we are actually retaining a bunch of that plastic in order to cover the wiring harnesses that are behind the fender liner. With that, we're actually going to drill 2 small holes into the plastic liner, and from there we're actually going to zip tie and pull back the liner, basically zip tying the liner to the body mount right there behind the plastic liner. With that, you get a very OEM-like appearance, but at the same time, you are gaining the additional clearance from cutting the outside portion of the liner itself. You'll notice here as well, we actually took an angle grinder to the pinch weld. This may sound very intimidating, but it's actually a very minor thing to do. We've been doing this for years on customer trucks and never had an ensuing issue as a result. Once the pinch weld is ground down, you'll go ahead and paint that satin black just to go ahead and make it blend in with the fender liner. Last but not least, at the very bottom, if your truck has factory fender flares, you'll want to cut the little lip that protrudes forward on that. You'll notice here how we cut that back. Again, very non-invasive. You step back and look at this and it really does appear OEM to an untrained eye. From there, let's go ahead and take a look at the front of the fender liner up by the bumper. Same premise, you're going to take the hot razor blade and cut slightly across. You can see where we cut it here. From there, you're going to, just like the back, drill 2 small holes and take a zip tie and actually zip tie to one of the bumper brackets behind it right there. With this, you're keeping a very OEM-like appearance, but at the same time, gaining the additional clearance you need to help clear the 38-inch tires. One other note I wanted to mention on the bumper side of the truck, these trucks have a big plastic valance. You'll notice that is absent from this truck here. So you'll either want to cut your factory plastic valance, or if you want to do something really cool looking, we actually offer our CJC off-road intercooler guard that's on this truck here. Doubles as a skid plate up front and gives a really cool overall look to the truck while adding more room for larger tires against the bumper. We hope this makes the idea of running 38-inch tires under your Ram truck less daunting. As you can see, it's just a matter of a couple suspension components, the right wheel and tire selection, and a little bit of strategic trimming. And there you have it. This truck runs 38s. Now, if you truly stuff this truck, off-road and just, really smash it, you can still make this truck rub. But for most purposes, as far as when I pull this truck down the driveway at speed, driving around town, and just realistically anything I'd be comfortable doing on this 2025 Ram, this thing is clearing nicely. So keep that in mind. You have to be realistic as far as your expectations for clearance. Beyond that, I hope this helps you guys out. We're trying to do a lot more of these tech videos and kind of illustrate how we, do these little fun, nuanced details on our shop builds here. So hope you guys enjoyed watching it. Thank you guys so much.